Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, guys. Today, we are actually going to be doing a video not about anything in particular. We're going to be doing a video about 5 things, but they're more like, you know, tips. Guys, this is a 5 tips on how to improve your building video, guys. I'm going to give you guys 5 tips on how you can actually improve the way you build in Build-A-Boat, guys. These are 5 tips that pretty much anyone should be able to do, guys. There's not like a high skill gap that you need to be able to be in or anything like that, guys. So I'm going to start with the number 1 tip, and guys, that is to build using curvatures, okay? You can actually very easily build with all kinds of awesome looking curves, guys. All you need to do, for example, right, I am making a staircase right here. Hello, guys, I'm making staircase here. A lot of people, for the actual handrail, would use blocks, and I don't know, sometimes that might look good, and that might be what you're looking for, but for me personally, that isn't really it. So, guys, what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to place a block at the end of this staircase. I'm going to place a block right here. I'm actually going to make sure that I have red anchor mode turned off. I'm going to place one more block up, and I'm actually going to stretch this out a couple blocks, like maybe something like that. Just make sure it doesn't touch this right here. Then I'm going to delete the block below here, and if you guys have anchor mode turned off on this part right here, when I delete this, this should fall down and slide perfectly into place. So, guys, all I need to do now is I actually just need to stretch this all the way out, go into the floor or into the boat or wherever it is you may have built this staircase, right? Now I can stretch this over. I can delete this part right here, and guys, look at how awesome this handrail is. This is like a perfectly smooth handrail, and I really think this looks awesome. I wish I would see people do this more often. We don't see it often enough, in my opinion, at least, because I think this allows to just add so much cool detail, and I actually used this exact trick in my recent video about a noob versus pro versus spender, guys. For the handrails here on the side, as you can see, I completely perfectly matched them with the staircase, and I actually just think this right here just makes the boat just look kind of like that much more interesting. Keep in mind, guys, I was very limited in how much time I had to build this boat, so this is not that awesome, okay? This boat isn't anything incredible, but guys, I think this handrail here really kind of stands out in this build because it isn't something you would traditionally see. You can even do this trick, guys, by just using regular blocks, and you can make like a perfect 45-degree angle here. So, guys, all you have to do is build up that little wall and then go over here and literally build a little staircase, right? Just like so. On the final block right here, I'm going to place a block right there, one more up, and I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. Guys, as I delete this block right here, actually, I'm an idiot and I didn't make it long enough, guys. You want to make it quite a bit longer than you really plan to have it, so that way it kind of slides down. There you go. That's perfect, okay? So now that I've done that, I can have a perfectly 45-degree angle block right here. Look at how awesome that is. I can literally build like on an angle that you could usually never ever build on. It's really interesting. Look at that. Actually, I really messed this part up a little bit. Make sure that you don't allow part, like don't touch the part and stuff while it's unanchored, because it will just mess everything up here. So I'll actually try to do a good one here so you guys can kind of learn from that. Guys, the bigger your kind of starting staircase is, the more likely it is to turn out really good. So, guys, I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. I have a little bit of a big wall here, and I'm not going to actually make it go up that much at all. So I'm going to go up one block right here, and I'm going to stretch it out almost all the way, okay? So this should allow it to have minimal movement, and if I now delete it, this should have given me a lot better of a result, okay? So if I would now stretch this all the way out, yeah, you can see this is pretty much perfect then. Oh, very nice. Perfect 45-degree angle. Very nice. So, yeah, guys, that is tip number 1 for building, guys. Make sure that you don't just limit yourself to building with actual blocks. You can curve your blocks, you can twist them, you can turn them, you can do all kinds of awesome stuff. And honestly, guys, if you are starting to work with a wheel, at that point, there is actually no limits at all anymore, okay? Because for the people that don't know, a wheel, you can literally move like to the minutest micrometer. So if I would have this part right here, I could literally just like kind of nudge it over a little bit. Here, guys, if I place a cake inside of myself, inside of my belly, it should make it so I can push this thing. There you go, guys. As you can see, I mean, I was just kind of like a little bit too low to actually push the block with the block in my belly. But even if you would just attach a chair to this thing, you could easily like turn it like super specifically exactly how you want it, and it can look super awesome, guys. Guys, that is it for tip number 1. Right now, we are gonna head into tip number 2. And guys, this is how you can build yourself micro blocks. Yes, you heard me correctly. Micro blocks, guys. These are super awesome for building. And me and Fred actually use them all the time. Actually, guys, I am working on a build here. I have been working on this for a very long time, guys. And guys, the only reason this thing is actually able to be possibly built is because of micro blocks. As you can see here in the wall, there's 2 micro blocks right there that are like attached to each other, guys. So that's why my block is actually 1 block thin, but I was able to squeeze pistons in between it, okay? that is how this entire build right here works, okay? I'm not gonna give you guys too much of a spoiler because this thing is not yet done, but I will show you guys how to build yourself a micro block, okay? So how you want to build yourself a micro block is pretty much if I would have a wall right here, right? I have a wall, a little window still inside the wall, so I'm like, oh, I have a little nice wall, guys, like so. And guys, let's say I want to have a micro block glass window in here, right? Very specific, so that way it has like a little bit of a nice, like, it's a little bit thinner, right? Looks a little bit nicer. So what I would do, guys, I would go into my inventory and I would grab myself a balloon. You really just need 2 balloons, realistically speaking, is all you need. But anything a little bit extra kind of helps with the scaling. Well, technically you need 2 balloons because you need to be able to scale them, right? Guys, what you're gonna do right then is you're gonna place the block that you actually want to scale, right? Guys, the way you're gonna need to do this, guys, it's kind of hard for me to explain, guys. I've made a tutorial on this already, on how you can do this for yourself, and it's pretty cool. But guys, if you play on the computer, right, if you are not in full screen mode, make sure that you are not in full screen mode. At the top of your game, there should be one of those white bars, okay? So the way that you're gonna be doing this glitch, guys, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the balloon, you're gonna hold on the skill bubble right there, as you can see, and you're gonna hover your mouse over the white bar. Then you're gonna let go of your mouse as you're on the white bar, and then when you get back in game, as you can see, without me like actually like right-clicking, like I can skill. It's kind of hard to show. This looks really stupid. But guys, all you need to do right then is then you go over to your glass block, you hover over it, and while you click on the glass block, you keep scaling, okay? So while you click on the glass block, you start moving your mouse. And as you can see, I just now created a micro block of glass. I don't know how my entire wall just broke. Oh, and it fixed itself automatically somehow. What is happening? Chill, thrill, fix your game, guys. Make sure that your wall is anchored, guys. There's a lot of glitches in the game that are kind of like more like bugs, so make sure that you know, don't break your wall. Make sure that you make your wall out of anchor. Build as much in anchor mode as you can, okay? Building tip number 3. Build as much in anchor mode as you can. No, it's not building tip number 3, guys, but it should be, because there's like a couple of glitches in the game right now with scaling that can be quite frustrating. So we're gonna just do it again real quick, but this time I have done it in anchor mode, and I will do all of this stuff in anchor mode, guys, because you don't actually need to be unanchored for that. All right, so guys, same thing. Grab the white block, hold on to the skill bubble, go out of my window while I'm on the white bar, let go of my left mouse button, and then I'm still scaling it. And as I click on the glass part, I continue to scale, and there you go, guys. I just made a half block of what do you call it? Glass right there. But guys, if you wanted to get rid of the balloon without like having to like either glitch your camera in here to delete it, because it can be kind of scary sometimes. I actually recommend like just regularly clicking it and activating the balloon just in case. But guys, if you have a lot of balloons just laying around in your build because you've done a bunch of these, which I'm not gonna lie, I've sometimes had, just grab a little button like that, and there you go, guys. As you can see, the balloon spawns, and you can just delete the balloon very easily. Guys, honestly, a window like this looks a lot nicer than a window that is like super thick. Like this almost looks the ability to build windows that are like these windows, but then like an actually decent size. Like these windows are nice, but they're very, very small. I'm not gonna lie. Those windows there are a lot bigger, and you can even paint them to look the exact same. I think that is that color. There you go. Now you actually have a window that looks exactly like that one. How cool is that? That's pretty cool. Guys, that is it for building tip number 2. That is to use micro blocks to add finer details to your builds, boys. Guys, building tip number 3 is going to be, guys, this is just more a tip. This isn't like a little trick. This one is literally just a tip, guys, and that is to actually think when you build your boats, guys. There's a couple people in the community that have done this super well, okay? That is to actually think of a story behind the build that you have built, right? So imagine, right, you have built this pirate ship. Like, think of the actual pirate that owns the ship, right? Where does he go? Like, you know, where do his, like, people, like, you know, let's say guy that works here, right? That has this job, drive the boat. Where does he actually sleep? You know, where does he get his food from? Stuff along those lines, guys, because it helps you kind of imagine what to do for the interior of your boat super well, guys. It gets you a really good idea of how to design the inside of your boat, guys. Of course, this boat of mine here isn't really all that great. It's just a bit of a boat that I made a very long time ago, but guys, I have seen this a couple people do, right? So let's say, you know, I really don't have bought for the captain on this boat. So, you know, the captain usually has a nice window, you know, he's like a pristine guy. He has the money, you know, he owns the ship. So where does the guy that owns the ship sleep? Like, of course, he has the nicest, greatest, best spot on the whole boat. And just kind of thinking of all the jobs that you need around your ship, right? For example, you have a boat. Think like all the people that have to do all the wiring in the, you know, I don't know what it's called, into the flags, like they have to wire them up and kind of make sure that they're, you know, stretched out correctly. Where do those people sleep? I mean, they're probably going to be bunk beds because, I mean, you want to save up on money and space, right? So yeah, if you just kind of think of the stories behind your builds like that, you can build some awesome interiors to all your boats, because I know a lot of you guys are struggling with interior ideas, and I get it. You know, it is probably the harder part of a build. I mean, building the outside of a boat is you just need to make some awesome shapes look great together, but building an interior is like you kind of need a story behind it, kind of tie everything up together. And I think that is a good tip to have in the back of your mind when designing your interior. Make sure that you're kind of on the right path to, you know, to success, if that makes sense. All right, so guys, building tip number 4 is going to be add detail and quote unquote add age to your builds, guys. Pretty much a lot of builds in Build-A-Boat are, oh, I don't know how I did that. Oh, those are just the regular parts. Okay, but whatever, I just got distracted. Guys, a lot of the boats in Build-A-Boat are just kind of regular, plain, large pieces of the same material all the time, right, guys? I just think that it can get a little bit boring, right, sometimes to look at. So what I would suggest you do, right? Let's say I have a wooden wall right here. What if every once in a while, right, to kind of break up the wooden texture, something that I have seen every once in a while is maybe, is it this block or it might be the white equivalent of it? I think it's the white equivalent of it. It's the white equivalent of it. Yeah, guys. So for example, right, you grab a grass block, throw it in there every once in a while. It can add some detail, right? So I mean, of course, I gotta, in this case, delete the whole wall to add one piece of these blocks. But even if you kind of sprinkle it around here and there, it can add some really awesome detail. And one of the people that probably does this the best out of anyone that I know, guys, the person that does this the best out of pretty much anyone that I know is this guy called Disfigurative, guys. This guy is mental and he adds so much detail in his boat. I mean, they are kind of too laggy, right? Here, guys, if I go even look at the exterior of his boat right here, as you can see, there is an absolutely ridiculous amount of detail here, right? But as you can see, it's kind of hard to show off, but right there on the bottom of the build, there you go, guys. Oh yeah, I'm showing it off right here, guys. There's like blocks in this build that he's using that nobody ever thinks to use, right? So for his aged wood, kind of like rubbish, like trash wood, he uses actual grass. I've never seen anyone do that before, and it looks so good. Like literally the top layer of his boat is like, I think it's like a very light, like almost like this color. Yeah, I think it's that color right there, maybe like a little bit lighter, but it looks so awesome, guys. If you just add these things to your boat, it just helps you stand out from the crowd. Okay, I'm just saying, it's awesome. All right, so guys, tip number 5 is gonna be make sure to always add a lot of props to your builds, guys. I mean, a lot of, for example, right, decks of like pirate ships, as you can kind of see right here, are completely plain and there really isn't anything interesting happening, guys. And there is actual literal blocks inside of Build-A-Boat to make these sort of areas look cooler, guys. There's not that many specifically decorative blocks in Build-A-Boat, but that is the one thing where you will actually have an easy time decorating, guys. So for example, if I wanted to make an awesome looking I don't know, chest on the top of my deck, right? All I would have to do is I would have to just grab a wheel like this, place the only good looking chest that I own, and there are some other good looking ones though, place a chest on top of there and kind of just, oh wait, what did that do? Why did that do that? All right, finally I got the chest there on the floor, guys. So you can just kind of push it around. Usually you can, at least. It's pushing. Here, guys, you can with your player actually kind of nudge it around, kind of look a little bit cooler. Add a little bit, yeah, you can see it's starting to add a little bit of curve to it. So guys, if you actually wanted to push things easier, I mean, I already said it, just add a cake into your chest plate. What am I saying? I'm playing too much Minecraft. Into your chest, like so. Then there's a cake in your belly, and then it makes it easier to push things. For some reason, Build-A-Boat makes it easier to push things when you have stuff in your stomach. I don't know. I can't push this thing, man. My internet is so broken, man. Guys, I'm not having great internet. Pretty much, guys, you just place this thing into an awesome location where it kind of makes sense. There doesn't make too much sense there. But you guys kind of get the gist of it, you know? You could do the same with gold blocks, you know? The actual gold blocks. Let's say, guys, you have a giant boat which you go to the end with all the time, guys. What if you actually had like a pile of gold blocks and every single time you got to the end, you added to it? How cool is that story? That's dope. That's awesome. So yeah, guys, just make sure to add a lot of prop to your boat because there is a lot of things to add detail to your boat with. I mean, there's the chest, there's TNT, there's dynamite now, there's all kinds of awesome stuff, guys. Make sure you keep using them. But guys, that is the 5th tip done and dusted, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something new today. But guys, with that, we're gonna end off today's video. I hope you guys had a blast with me, guys. And guys, I actually utilized the same building tip in Minecraft, guys. Me, Fred, and all the boys have already started a Minecraft survival world in which we literally build like the most incredible things, guys. We're now finally starting with all the building, guys. We have all the farming out of the way. We're starting to build now, and it's honestly gonna be so crazy, guys. Make sure you go check out the channel. There's a link in the description, guys. It's gonna be so exciting. But guys, we're gonna end up today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one, boys. Peace out, everyone, and bye-bye.